Well, it added credibility that off the rip, he was like, I thought this was all fucking, I wasn't even going to spend a minute on this.
Yeah.
Talking about the Brazil. He was like, anyone who mentioned this, I was like, quackery.
Well,
quackery,
it's
please
funny
don't.
because Kamar got on me last week and said, you know, you never talk about this one. Did you even know about it? Blah, blah. And I was thinking to myself, like, why I never did talk about it, because I've heard about it. I wasn't lying about that. But it was because it was one of those ones you hear about and you immediately dismiss, because even as a UFO guy, you're like, that's too much. Example, there is a story out there. I can't remember the guy's name, but his deal is these UFOs came out, they came down, and they cooked me pancakes. He swore by it for like the length of time that he was ever alive. Aliens and pancakes. And immediately you're like, this guy is psychotic. I'm not going to think twice about it. Who knows if in 10 years we find out that they like pancakes for some reason, Matt? You know what I mean? Like, we don't know. I can see it on your face. We don't fucking know.
No, we don't.
They could be made of pancakes for all we know.
I have to have that face. You have to have that face.
UFOs could be pancakes. No, I know, Matt, but all I'm saying is when I first heard about this story about aliens running around, guys touching them and immediately dying 14 hours later, that to me was like the pancakes. That's all I'm saying. In my own defense, that's why I never gave this one any credibility. It really did sound way too crazy.
Have you watched all his documentaries?
No, I've only seen the one. Phenomenon, was that what it was called? I don't even remember. I wanted to watch this one.
This one is First
It cost
Contact.
me $4.99, so I didn't.
The truth is out there. But it's a little rich for my blood.
The truth is out there is just not the answer you're looking for.
But
$5.
Jews really are cheap. Somebody put that in the fucking the New York Times. There's a fucking article we can all get behind. Headline.
Oh, Juliet.
Man loves UFO, can finally find out answers, but refuses to pay $4.99 because he's way too Jewish.
Jewish alien enthusiast refuses to pay $5 for the answers.
For the truth, yeah.
Looking for a torrent.
Simon, you'd go to Roswell and they'd be charging for tours and you'd be like, oh, I don't think so.
I don't wait in lines. Don't wait in lines for anything, man. Not for chicken sandwiches and not to see UFOs.
I didn't drive here 26 hours for this.
All right then.
$5. Who's got $2?
That's a good start.
Now, what awareness did you have?
Yeah, even there's no way I'm reaching into my pocket for $1 to go see them. 50 cents.
Which is telling because they start off talking about the Chuck Clark video.
Okay.
Have you heard of it?
Keep going.
Logan Paul.
Okay, this is the whole Logan Paul one.
And took $100,000 in his pocket to...
So when I first heard about this story, it was from James Fox. He was on a different podcast and he would not give up any like information. He tells the story about, but the Logan Paul stuff hadn't happened yet, or he wasn't talking about it. But that is such a crazy story, right?
Can I be honest? If that's true. Can I be honest? The air really left the room. So he sits here and tells the story. He's like, I went on Logan Paul's podcast and I told him about this. Yeah. And Logan was so intrigued that he's like, I'm taking $100,000 cash to the desert and I'm going to find this guy. I'm going to buy this video. And he wore a fucking secret pin video. Super, super fucking weird. And then later on in the show, he's like, Joe, maybe you'll come with me to New Mexico and we can find out the truth. And Joe's like, oh, brother, I don't have the time.
I don't have time. I know. It was insane.
I was like, oh, the fucking, you could tell that the guy was just like Logan Paul was.
You have to clip those two things. Logan Paul, God bless him for all his faults, went into the desert with a brick of $100,000. Joe doesn't have the time to like walk to the video store to rent a movie.
Joe won't go to Egypt. Well, you wouldn't spend $5 from your couch, so I don't know if you have a leg to stand on. But
listen, I'll get to it. You know what I mean? Like, it'll be free eventually.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Joe ain't never going to Egypt.
No, he's not.
No, I remember that part too. I was like, dude, I should make a note of this in my phone for the podcast, but somebody will remember. I laughed
so hard because I was impressed by Logan Paul. I was like, wow, Logan Paul really putting his money where his mouth is.
Like, for anybody out there who didn't listen to Rogan, Logan Paul goes and fucking offers the guy money and is videotaping the whole thing, which is really like underhanded and at the same time
So underhanded.
brilliant.
Realistic. Like, what are we doing here?
But I mean, what's he going to do with that footage? Like, I wonder can you just release that? Can you do that?
Depends what
Can
state.
you film?
It depends what state. There's certain states where it's one party consent, but it's audio only. I don't think video. Video's a weird one.
Because it's not online.
So it's a crazy.
I don't know. I don't know that. I just know that for audio, if I'm recording, so there's certain states where if I'm recording you secretly, Simon, and you don't know, not secretly, obviously, you fucking idiot, Matt. There's certain states where as long as I know and you don't, that's legal.
What?
But
if you have the camera on you and you don't know it's running, then it's illegal?
No, I don't know where the legality falls with video. I just know that with audio, if I'm audio, but audio is a portion of video, right? So it would matter because let's just say you're in Vermont. Okay, let's say Vermont is two-party. If you record a video, you can't release the audio of that video because it's a two-party consent. So it matters a little bit.
Okay. Anyways, so with this video that they're talking about, sounds like something right out of a movie.
the best footage.
The kid
of something.
The kid goes outside, lifts up his camera, sees the UFO, describes it as like a living organism, which is so. Did you guys ever see Nope?
Yeah, of course.
With the UFO was actually like a mushroom type
Jordan
thing.
Peele's
It was
movie.
just so some of these things where these directors get these little pieces of information right, and you're like, okay, that's could be like a crazy coincidence, or is it like one of those Steven Spielberg things where the people that they were talking to while they were making their movies had some idea of what was going on, right? Like Steven Spielberg's right-hand man during that whole thing was Jacques Vallée, who is, like the foremost guy on UFOs. He knew a lot what was going on, not only with UFOs probably, but also with kind of government things that were happening at the time. So I imagine that movie, Third Encounter, what is it? Close Encounters of the Third Kind,
yeah.
is probably the closest that we have to what's really happening. The end, I don't know.
Recreation.
I don't know if you remember.
Classic recreation. Again and again.
I don't know if you remember the end of that movie, but it all has to do with sound.
Yeah.
It's that song they play. Like that really kind of pulls it all full circle back to like the Egyptians.
I agree. I want to believe that happened.
And then if you like put that together with this Nope one as the living,
Look, Simon, if your
all
argument is
very
that
interesting.
aliens built the pyramids using sound, I'm fine with that.
I don't think it was an aliens. I'm saying just sound may have been involved. And
Okay.
then-
Well, I have a problem with that, but I don't have a problem with aliens.
like what if aliens came down? They
Yeah.
gave humans a machine
That's
that was
different.
able
That's
to
still
lift
aliens to
stones.
me.
Okay, so that's
Because I have no problem with being able to levitate stuff with acoustics. We can already do it on a very small scale. So there's no reason to believe that if we advanced 1,000 more years, 100 more years, whatever, we couldn't.
Isn't it weird though that is something that they've proven on a very small scale and yet haven't bothered to like
I can't.
turn into something they can use?
I don't think you can say that. I'm sure there's someone trying to.
Or using right now. Why would we know anything?
Anyways,
But I'm with you, Simon. Like for sure, if you could lift 100 tons using just sound,
seem to be very useful, right?
of course.
Yeah.
I mean, the
You're gonna
military
you're gonna put
applications.
people out of work.
The military applications alone are massive.
Well, the commercial applications to like, you wouldn't have to have ships going across the ocean anymore, bringing giant containers. You would just levitate them over.
yeah.
What if you could cut a mountain, flip it upside down, and put it in and displace water and create new land?
Like make an island.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But the other way, usually it comes from the bottom up.
Yeah.